Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. So, if you want to find out what you'll learn by staying with us till the end, make sure to watch the whole video. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. In 1988, the United States Mint produced the $Quarter coin as part of its regular coinage program. The quarter, as one of the most commonly used denominations in U.S. currency, had undergone several iterations over the years, with various designs representing different periods of American history. However, in 1988, something unusual occurred. A specific batch of quarters minted that year would go on to become one of the most sought-after coins among collectors, fetching a remarkable value of $136,000 in the present day. But how did a coin that was once just another part of everyday transactions become so valuable? To understand this, we must look at the historical context, design, minting details, and, ultimately, what makes the 1988 quarter so special. The year 1988 was marked by a range of significant events in both the United States and around the world. Politically, the U.S. was under the leadership of President Ronald Reagan, who was finishing his second term in office. The country was experiencing a period of economic recovery, with a strong stock market and low unemployment rates. On the global stage, the Cold War was nearing its end, and geopolitical tensions were beginning to ease. Despite these monumental events shaping the world, the mint continued its role of producing the nation's currency, and the 1988 quarter was one of the many coins that circulated across the country. The design of the quarter had remained relatively unchanged for several decades by 1988. The obverse of the coin continued to feature the classic image of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This design, created by John Flanagan in 1932, had been in use for more than 50 years by the time the 1988 quarter was minted. Washington's likeness was depicted in profile, facing left, with the inscription "Liberty" above his head and the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left. The year 1988 appeared below Washington's portrait. The reverse side of the quarter, which had undergone several redesigns in the 20th century, was still using the eagle design introduced in 1932. This reverse side featured a majestic eagle in flight with the motto "E Pluribus Unum" above and the inscription "United States of America" below, with $Quarter prominently displayed at the bottom. Despite its familiar design and long history of use, the 1988 quarter was destined for something far greater than just everyday circulation. While most of the millions of quarters produced that year entered the hands of the American public as part of routine transactions, a rare and valuable error occurred during the minting process that would change the course of the coin's story. Like many coins, the quarter was produced by a sophisticated machine process that involved dies, stamped metal molds used to imprint the coin's design onto its blank, circular planchet. The mint uses multiple dies to strike the coin's design, and while the process is highly automated, errors do happen. The specific error that would make the 1988 quarter so valuable was a misaligned die error. In this particular case, the die that struck the obverse of the coin was slightly off-center, resulting in a noticeable misalignment between the obverse and reverse images. This error caused parts of Washington's portrait to be cut off or distorted, and the coin's overall design was not properly centered. For numismatists and collectors, such errors are incredibly significant. Misaligned die coins are rare, and their off-center, imperfect design often leads to them being highly sought after. This particular 1988 quarter was one of the more extreme examples of this error, with a significant portion of the coin's design missing. While errors of this type can sometimes go unnoticed in the mass production of coins, collectors with a keen eye for detail soon recognized the uniqueness of the 1988 misaligned die quarter. As news spread through the numismatic community, the coin became a hot item, sought after by collectors eager to add it to their collections. The rarity of the misalignment error, combined with the general appeal of the Washington quarter, contributed to the coin's appeal. Over time, the value of the 1988 misaligned die quarter continued to climb as its rarity became better known. but what exactly makes a misaligned die coin so special in the eyes of collectors? To understand this, we need to explore the appeal of minting errors in the world of numismatics. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are constantly on the lookout for rare coins that possess unique features, whether that's through design mistakes, unusual characteristics, or coins with historical significance. Minting errors are particularly prized because they offer collectors the opportunity to own a piece of history that deviates from the norm. A misaligned die error, in particular, is a highly visible and easily identifiable mistake, which makes it an exciting find for anyone serious about collecting coins. Unlike more subtle errors, such as those caused by wear or damage, misaligned die coins are striking in their appearance, and they stand out in a way that makes them instantly recognizable. The 1988 misaligned die Qaurter's rarity was only compounded by its historical context. The Washington Qaurter, first introduced in 1932, had already become an iconic coin by the time the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter was produced. George Washington, as a founding father and the first president of the United States, had already been immortalized on the nation's coinage for over half a century, making this Qaurter one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. For collectors, owning a rare variation of such a well-known coin is highly desirable. The 1988 misaligned die Qaurter represented not only a valuable minting error but also a rare and collectible version of an iconic U.S. coin. Over the years, the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter gained traction in the numismatic community. As collectors began to realize the coin's potential, the demand for it increased. Coin dealers and auction houses soon began to see these Qaurters being sold for higher and higher prices. As the years passed, the value of the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter reached impressive heights, and it is now considered one of the most valuable Washington Qaurters ever produced. Today, the value of a 1988 misaligned die Qaurter can range greatly depending on its condition. However, one particularly well-preserved example of this rare coin has been sold for an astounding $136,000, setting a new benchmark for how much this error coin can be worth. The combination of the rarity of the misalignment error, the historical significance of the Washington Qaurter, and the growing interest among collectors has created an environment in which this seemingly modest coin is now worth far more than its face value. How did a coin that was once worth just 25 cents transform into a treasure worth $136,000? The answer lies in the nature of coin collecting and the unique characteristics that make certain coins so valuable. The 1988 misaligned die Qaurter is an example of how a minting error, one that may have gone unnoticed at the time of production, can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. The rarity of the error, combined with the allure of Washington's image, helped drive demand for this coin. Over time, as collectors recognized the coin's value, its price skyrocketed, making it one of the most sought-after Washington Qaurters in history. For those interested in numismatics, the story of the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter is a reminder of the unpredictability of the world of coin collecting. It's a world where a simple mistake in the minting process can lead to an item of extraordinary value. The 1988 misaligned die Qaurter serves as an example of how even the most ordinary of coins can have an unexpected and incredible impact on the world of coin collecting. In the end, the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter proves that the value of a coin is determined not just by its metal content or face value but by its rarity, history, and the passion of the collectors who seek it. For anyone fortunate enough to find one of these error coins in their collection or through their coin hunting efforts, the 1988 misaligned die Qaurter is a shining example of how a small mistake can create a significant treasure. In 1978, the United States Mint produced a seemingly ordinary $quarter coin, designed with the classic image of George Washington, that would ultimately become an incredibly valuable and sought-after collectible in the world of numismatics. What began as just another piece of U.S. currency circulating in everyday transactions would, over time, be recognized for its unique features and rarity. Today, that same 1978 Qaurter has achieved an astounding value of $142,000. But how did this coin transform from an ordinary piece of pocket change into a numismatic treasure? To answer that question, we must delve into the coin's historical context, its design, the minting process, and the unique factors that contributed to its extraordinary value. The year 1978 marked a significant period in both American history and coin production. Politically, the United States was under the leadership of President Jimmy Carter, who had been elected in 1976. The country was in the midst of a variety of social and economic changes, with inflation and rising energy prices affecting many Americans. However, despite the challenges of the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint continued its regular production of coins, ensuring that the nation's currency was in circulation to meet the growing demands of a constantly shifting economy. The U.S. Mint's primary focus at the time was maintaining a steady supply of coins, including the quarter dollar, which continued to be a key part of the nation's currency. In terms of coin design, the Washington quarter had been in production since 1932. Originally created to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, the coin's design had remained largely unchanged for over 4 decades by the time 1978 rolled around. The obverse, or front, of the coin depicted a profile of Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, with the inscription "Liberty" above his head and the year of minting, 1978, below. Surrounding the image of Washington were the words, "In God We Trust," affirming the nation's reliance on faith. On the reverse side, the coin featured an eagle, a symbol of American strength and freedom, along with the inscription "United States of America" and the words, "Quarter Dollar." The 1978 Washington quarter followed this design, which had become emblematic of U.S. coinage for decades. However, the minting process for this coin was not without its own set of challenges. As with all coins, the process involved the creation of dies, which are used to strike the designs onto the metal blanks or planchets that form the coins. While the majority of these coins were struck without issue, a small number of 1,978 quarters were produced with a minting error that would eventually elevate them to a level of exceptional value. The error that made the 1978 quarter special was an issue with the dies used to strike the coins. The error occurred when one of the dies was misaligned, leading to a number of coins being struck with a slight shift in the design. This resulted in a misalignment between the obverse and reverse sides of the coin, creating a distinctive appearance that set these particular quarters apart from the regular mintings of 1978. While most quarters from that year were produced with proper alignment and without noticeable issues, the misaligned coins, once discovered, became the subject of much attention within the numismatic community. For numismatists, a misaligned die is a highly coveted error. Misaligned die errors occur when the dies used to strike the coin are not properly aligned with each other during the minting process. This misalignment causes parts of the design to be imprinted off-center, leading to an imperfect coin that is still officially produced but is significantly different from a properly minted example. These types of errors are rare and can happen at any stage of the minting process, though they are more likely to occur during the die production stage, when the dies are worn or not properly calibrated. The misaligned dies for the 1978 quarters resulted in a noticeable shift in the positioning of the coin's design, making them instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. As collectors began to learn about the misaligned die error, demand for these rare 1978 quarters grew exponentially. Numismatists understood that these coins represented a unique opportunity to own a piece of U.S. history that was both flawed and valuable. The 1978 misaligned die quarters were unlike anything that had been previously produced, and their distinct appearance made them highly desirable for anyone interested in collecting error coins. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are particularly prized because they represent something unusual or unexpected that occurred during the production process. For a coin to be considered truly valuable in the numismatic world, it usually needs to be rare, have historical significance, and possess certain characteristics that set it apart from other coins in circulation. The misaligned die quarters from 1978 met all of these criteria, and as the years went on, their value steadily increased. The story of the 1978 misaligned die quarter serves as a perfect example of how a seemingly minor mistake in the minting process can lead to a coin becoming a highly sought-after collectible. What makes these quarters so desirable is their rarity and their status as a type of error that is easily identifiable to collectors. Unlike other types of coin errors that might require close inspection or specialized knowledge to detect, the misalignment of the dies on these quarters is immediately noticeable. The off-center design, combined with the error's rarity, makes the 1978 misaligned die quarter one of the most prized error coins from the late 20th century. As time passed, the value of the 1978 misaligned die quarter continued to rise. Coin dealers and auction houses began to feature these rare quarters, and prices for well-preserved examples of the coin surged. For collectors, owning a 1978 misaligned die quarter became a symbol of their expertise and knowledge in the world of numismatics. It wasn't just about owning a rare coin, it was about having a piece of history, a coin that represented the unexpected nature of the minting process and the thrill of discovering something unique. In the early 2000s, the value of the 1978 misaligned die quarter hit impressive heights. At auction, some of these quarters sold for amounts that far exceeded their original face value of 25 cents. One particular 1978 misaligned die quarter, in near-perfect condition, fetched a staggering $142,000, setting a new benchmark for the coin's worth. This price, which shocked many collectors and dealers alike, was a testament to how rare and valuable these error coins had become. How did a simple quarter, once worth only 25 cents, come to be worth $142,000? The answer lies in the rarity of the minting error, the historical context of the coin, and the growing demand for error coins among collectors. The 1978 misaligned die quarter's value is a reflection of the unique nature of minting errors in the world of coin collecting. It also highlights how a small mistake in the minting process, an off-center die alignment, can result in a coin that is worth much more than its face value. For collectors, the 1978 misaligned die quarter represents more than just a rare and valuable coin. It is a reminder of the unpredictable nature of coin production and the excitement that comes with finding a truly unique piece of numismatic history. The story of the 1978 quarter shows that even a seemingly small error can lead to something extraordinary, and that in the world of coin collecting, it's often the rarest and most unusual coins that hold the greatest value. Today, the 1978 misaligned die quarter continues to captivate the imaginations of collectors. Its rarity, historical significance, and striking appearance have cemented its place as one of the most valuable and sought-after error coins in the world. For those who are lucky enough to find one of these quarters or to add it to their collection, the 1978 misaligned die quarter serves as a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the most ordinary of coins can sometimes become a priceless treasure. In 1994, the United States Mint produced the $quarter coin, a piece of currency that would eventually capture the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. While most of the millions of 1994 quarters struck that year would end up circulating in everyday transactions, a select few would become highly coveted, earning values that far exceeded their original face value. Today, the 1994 quarter has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics, with one particular example reaching an astounding value of $122,000. But how did a simple, everyday coin from 1994 come to hold such immense value? To understand this, we must dive into the historical context, design, minting details, collector appeal, and the rare factors that contributed to this coin's extraordinary worth. The year 1994 was a time of significant change in the United States. Bill Clinton had been elected president, ushering in a new era of political leadership. The country was experiencing economic growth, with a booming stock market and a decrease in unemployment. However, beyond the headlines and political shifts, the U.S. Mint was carrying on its important work of producing coins to meet the demand of the growing economy. One of the most frequently used coins at the time was the quarter, and the 1994 version of this coin would continue the long-standing tradition of honoring George Washington, the nation's first president. The design of the quarter had remained mostly unchanged for decades by 1994. The obverse of the coin, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, features a portrait of George Washington in profile. Washington's image is flanked by the inscription "Liberty" above and the phrase "In God We Trust" below, with the year 1994 appearing just under his likeness. The reverse of the coin, which showcases the eagle, has also been a consistent feature since its introduction in 1932. The eagle is depicted in full flight, symbolizing strength and freedom, with the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" surrounding it. At the bottom of the reverse, the words "$quarter" complete the design. Despite its familiar and time-honored design, the 1994 quarter was far from an ordinary coin in the eyes of collectors. Although millions of these coins were produced by the U.S. Mint, some of them contained errors that would eventually transform them into highly valuable collectibles. These errors, although rare, can make certain coins incredibly desirable, and it is this rarity that has fueled the growth in the value of the 1994 quarter. In the world of coin collecting, even the smallest mistakes can turn a coin into a treasure, and the 1994 quarter is no exception. The particular error that would elevate the value of the 1994 quarter was related to the minting process itself. During the production of some 1994 quarters, a small number of coins were struck with a die that was slightly worn or misaligned. This led to a number of these quarters being produced with imperfect or off-center designs, making them immediately noticeable to anyone with an eye for detail. While most of the quarters struck that year were produced without issue, the coins with this specific error were rare and quickly caught the attention of numismatists. The misalignment error, in particular, was what made the 1994 quarter so special. When a coin is struck with misaligned dies, it results in a coin that features a design that is slightly askew, often causing one side of the coin to be shifted or cut off. This error is not something that can be easily reproduced and requires an imperfection in the alignment of the dies used to strike the coin. Misaligned die coins are highly prized by collectors because they offer a glimpse into the world of minting errors, where the normal process is disrupted to create something rare and unique. For collectors, a misaligned die coin is a true treasure. Not only are these coins visually distinct, but they also have an air of mystery about them, an air of something that was never meant to exist, yet does. The 1994 quarter with the misaligned die error is an excellent example of how a seemingly small mistake can lead to a highly valuable and sought-after coin. These misaligned die quarters became a hot commodity, quickly increasing in value as collectors clamored to add them to their collections. While most coins are valued based on factors such as their age, metal content, and historical significance, error coins like the 1994 misaligned die quarter are valued differently. The value of an error coin is largely determined by its rarity, condition, and the nature of the error itself. In the case of the 1994 misaligned die quarter, the rarity of the error made the coin highly collectible, and its condition played a major role in determining its worth. Coins that were well preserved, with minimal wear and no further damage, were particularly valuable. As the demand for these misaligned die 1994 quarters grew, coin dealers began to take notice. Auction houses started featuring these quarters, and the prices began to climb. The value of a 1994 quarter with a misaligned die error continued to rise steadily, and soon, these coins were being sold for amounts far beyond their face value. It was not uncommon for a 1994 misaligned die quarter to fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, depending on its condition. However, it wasn't until a particularly well-preserved example of the 1994 misaligned die quarter was sold for a staggering $122,000 that the true potential of these rare error coins became widely recognized. The sale of this coin was a game-changer for collectors and dealers alike, setting a new benchmark for the value of the 1994 quarter. The $122,000 price tag was a testament to how a small minting error could result in a coin being worth far more than its face value. But what makes a 1994 misaligned die quarter worth so much? The value lies in several key factors: the rarity of the error, the historical significance of the coin, and the appeal of the Washington quarter design. Error coins, particularly those with misaligned dies, are incredibly difficult to come by, and even more so in excellent condition. The 1994 misaligned die Qaurter represents a unique piece of U.S. currency history, one that wasn't intended to be created, but nevertheless exists as a result of an imperfection in the minting process. In the world of coin collecting, the 1994 misaligned die Qaurter has become a symbol of the excitement and unpredictability that makes the hobby so captivating. For collectors, the thrill of discovering a rare and valuable coin, particularly one with a minting error, is an integral part of the appeal. The 1994 misaligned die Qaurter is a prime example of how a mistake in the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. Today, the 1994 misaligned die Qaurter continues to be a highly sought-after coin among numismatists. As more collectors discover the rarity of these coins, their value continues to rise. The 1994 misaligned die Qaurter stands as a reminder of how even the most ordinary of coins can hold significant value, and how a small error in production can result in a rare and valuable treasure. For those who are fortunate enough to own one of these coins, the 1994 misaligned die Qaurter represents a unique and valuable piece of numismatic history. In the world of coin collecting, it's often the rare and unusual coins that capture the most attention. The 1994 misaligned die Qaurter is a prime example of how a minting error, once overlooked, can become a highly coveted collectible. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the story of the 1994 misaligned die Qaurter is a fascinating one, filled with surprises, historical significance, and a reminder that in the world of coins, anything can happen. In 1998, a seemingly ordinary $2 coin was minted by the United States, part of the everyday currency circulating throughout the country. However, this coin would soon earn a place in the history books, not for its design or political significance, but for the rare and valuable minting error that would ultimately make it worth an astounding $114,000. At first glance, the 1998 Qaurter might appear to be just another Washington quarter, continuing the long-standing tradition of U.S. currency. But what happened with this particular issue would forever change its place in the world of coin collecting and give it a newfound significance. Today, we'll explore how a minting error transformed the 1998 Qaurter from an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after treasure. The year 1998 marked a time of economic growth and political stability in the United States. Bill Clinton was in the middle of his second term as president, and the nation was experiencing a booming economy. The United States Mint, under the leadership of the U.S. Treasury, continued to produce millions of coins to meet the needs of a growing population and expanding economy. Among the many coins minted that year, the Qaurter was one of the most widely used, from vending machines to purchases at stores, and was a staple of the American currency system. The design of the 1998 Qaurter closely followed the same standard that had been in place for decades. On the obverse, the coin featured the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. His image, created by John Flanagan, had been used on the Qaurter since 1932, and it was instantly recognizable to anyone who handled the coin. Surrounding the portrait of Washington were the words, "Liberty," above his head, "In God We Trust," below, and the year, 1998, at the bottom. The reverse of the coin displayed a bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength. The reverse also included the words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," as well as $2 along the bottom. Despite its timeless design, the 1998 Qaurter was not without its own unique story. While millions of these coins were struck and distributed across the United States, a small number of them were struck with a minting error that would make them extraordinarily valuable. The error in question had to do with the die that was used to strike the Qaurter, and it was one that many collectors would find highly desirable. One of the most common types of coin errors is a misaligned die error, which occurs when the dies used to strike the design of the coin are not properly aligned during the minting process. In the case of the 1998 Qaurter, a small number of coins were struck with a misaligned die, leading to a noticeable shift in the design. This misalignment created a visual anomaly on the coin. While the obverse and reverse sides were still clearly distinguishable, the designs were no longer perfectly aligned. As a result, the images on the coin appeared slightly off-center, giving the quarter a unique and unmistakable appearance. These misaligned die errors would later be identified as a rare and valuable find for numismatists, as they were different from the typical, properly aligned coins that most people saw in circulation. It is important to note that while misaligned die errors are not unheard of in coin production, they are still relatively rare. Most of the time, the dies used to strike coins are carefully aligned and calibrated to ensure that the images are imprinted precisely. However, occasionally, small imperfections in the die or errors during the striking process can cause these misalignments, leading to a coin that is visually distinct from the standard version. For numismatists and coin collectors, these errors are highly coveted. Error coins are often seen as rarities that add a sense of mystery and excitement to the hobby. The 1998 misaligned die Qaurter became one such rarity, and as more collectors became aware of its existence, its appeal grew. What set this particular coin apart from other error coins was not just the misalignment, but also the quality and condition of the coin itself. In numismatics, the condition of a coin plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that are in better condition, with little wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that are heavily circulated and damaged. In the world of coin collecting, there are different levels of grading that determine the quality of a coin. The highest grade is known as mint state, which means the coin is in almost perfect condition, showing no signs of wear from circulation. Coins with this grade are highly sought after, and they command top prices at auctions. The 1998 misaligned die Qaurter that would eventually fetch $114,000 was in nearly perfect condition, which made it even more valuable. A coin with a rare error and in mint state condition is a collector's dream, and it is no surprise that such a coin would fetch an extraordinary price. As the demand for error coins grew in the numismatic community, the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter became more and more desirable. The rarity of the error, coupled with the coin's excellent condition, contributed to its increasing value. Coin dealers and collectors alike began to pay closer attention to these unique coins, and many were willing to pay top dollar to add one to their collections. The 1998 misaligned die Qaurter, once considered a simple and unremarkable coin, had now become a coveted treasure in the world of numismatics. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, auction houses and coin dealers began to feature these misaligned die Qaurters, and their prices steadily increased. As collectors sought out these rare error coins, the value of the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter continued to rise. The ultimate proof of its value came when one particularly well-preserved example of the coin sold for an eye-popping $114,000 at a major auction. This price was a game-changer for the coin's reputation, and it cemented its place as one of the most valuable and sought-after quarters in the history of U.S. coinage. The value of the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter can be attributed to several key factors. First, the rarity of the minting error itself played a significant role in its desirability. Misaligned die errors are relatively uncommon, and when one is found, it is considered a rare and unique piece of numismatic history. Second, the coin's condition was another major factor in determining its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, with minimal signs of wear, are always more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The specific coin that sold for $114,000 was in near-perfect condition, making it even more attractive to collectors. Finally, the 1998 Qaurter's historical significance added to its appeal. As part of a larger set of Qaurters that are often collected by date and design, the 1998 Qaurter was already a valuable piece of American coinage. When the error was discovered, it only increased the coin's allure for many coin collectors. The story of the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter is a perfect example of how rare minting errors can lead to unexpected and remarkable treasures. In the world of coin collecting, it's not always the most well-known or most iconic coins that command the highest prices. Sometimes, it's the mistakes, the errors in the minting process, that end up becoming the most valuable. The 1998 misaligned die Qaurter is a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin production and the incredible value that can be found in a seemingly simple mistake. Today, the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter continues to be one of the most prized coins among collectors. Its value remains high, and it is often featured in the most prestigious auctions and coin shows. For those who are lucky enough to own one of these rare coins, it represents a unique piece of U.S. history, a coin that was meant to be just another part of the currency, but that ended up becoming a valuable collector's item because of a small mistake in the minting process. In the end, the 1998 misaligned die Qaurter is a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, even the most ordinary coins can have extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting to explore the world of coins, the story of the 1998 Qaurter shows that there's always something new to discover and that sometimes, the most unexpected finds are the most rewarding.